Have you ever talked to a girl, walked away, and spent the rest of the day wondering if something was actually there or if you just imagined the whole thing? That confusion hits hard because the signs are rarely obvious. It is never like in movies where someone just says exactly what they feel. In real life, attraction usually shows up in small shifts, little changes in energy, behavior, tone, and attention. That is why so many people miss their moment. They are not blind, they are just overthinking. They keep replaying the conversation, trying to decode every smile, every pause, every laugh, and every glance. The truth is, when a girl wants you to make a move, she often will not say it directly. Instead, she gives signals and waits to see whether you can read the moment, feel the energy, and confidently take the next step in a respectful way. One of the first signs is that she laughs harder than the moment really deserves. It is not just that she finds you funny, it is the way she laughs. It feels warmer, softer, more invested. She leans in a little, smiles longer than necessary, keeps eye contact, and seems to enjoy not just the joke but the fact that it came from you. There is a difference between polite laughter and attracted laughter. Polite laughter ends quickly. Attracted laughter lingers. It creates momentum. It makes the interaction smoother and more comfortable, almost like she is helping the conversation keep moving because she wants it to stay alive. If your average joke is getting a reaction like you just performed on stage, there is a good chance it is not just the humor she likes. It is you. Another strong sign is when she gives you her full attention in a world where attention is rare. These days, most people are distracted all the time. Phones are always in their hands, notifications never stop, and conversations often feel half present. So when a girl is fully locked into what you are saying, that matters. If she is not checking her phone, not scanning the room, not acting restless, and instead seems genuinely engaged in every word, that says a lot. She asks questions, remembers little details, reacts to what you say, and stays present in the moment. That kind of attention is not casual. It usually means she values the interaction and wants to be there. When someone has 100 other things they could focus on but keeps choosing to focus on you, it is rarely meaningless. A big sign that often gets missed is when she keeps finding reasons to be around you. Maybe she walks away and then comes back a minute later with some random excuse. Maybe she asks for help she probably did not actually need. Maybe she keeps ending up in your space, near your group, near your seat, near wherever you are. Once could be coincidence, but repeated moments like that usually are not. People naturally move toward what they enjoy, and when a girl is interested, she often creates little windows for more interaction without directly saying she wants more. She makes herself easier to approach. She gives you extra opportunities. She reopens the moment. That is often her way of saying, without saying it, that if you want to take things a step further, the door is open. Another powerful sign is when her energy becomes softer around you. This is not about dramatic body language or obvious flirting. It is about subtler changes. Her tone gets warmer. Her voice gets calmer or quieter. Her expressions become gentler. Her posture relaxes. It feels like she is showing a more delicate and open version of herself when she is with you. That softness is important because it often means she feels both comfortable and attracted. Attraction changes behavior in ways people do not always notice in themselves. A girl may not even realize her voice sounds different around someone she likes, but the shift is there. The best way to notice this sign is by comparison. Watch how she acts with other people, then watch how she acts with you. If there is a clear difference in warmth, softness, and presence, that difference can reveal a lot. There is also the subtle sign of emotional reaction when another girl enters the conversation. This is not about obvious jealousy or dramatic behavior. It is more like a quick change in expression, a slight drop in her smile, a shift in tone, or a sudden curiosity that was not there a second ago. Maybe you mention another girl, and her energy tightens for a moment. Maybe she asks follow-up questions in a way that feels casual on the surface, but a little too interested underneath. These small reactions matter, because people usually do not care about competition unless they are at least somewhat invested. If she were completely detached, another girl would not change her mood at all. But if there is even a slight emotional response, that can mean she already sees you as someone she does not want to lose attention from. Sometimes a girl will not show her interest through direct signals alone. Instead, she will ask questions that quietly reveal what she is really trying to find out. She might ask who should make the first move, whether you are the kind of person who takes initiative, whether you would ever ask someone out directly, or how you act when you like someone. On the surface, these questions sound general, but often they are not random at all. They are a way of testing your mindset. She wants to know whether you are bold enough to act, or whether you are the kind of person who notices signs and still does nothing. A lot of people miss the meaning behind these questions because they answer them in a detached, theoretical way. But often she is not asking for your opinion just for the sake of conversation. She is trying to figure out whether you are capable of making a move with her. One of the clearest signs is when she tries to find out if you are available. Usually she will not ask in the most direct way possible because that would make her feel too exposed. Instead, she asks sideways. She may ask why you are single, whether you talk to anyone, who that girl in your picture is, or whether you are dating someone. Different words, same intention. She is gathering information to see whether there is room for her in your life. That is not something people do without reason. When someone starts checking your relationship status in subtle ways, it usually means they are considering you as more than just a random person to talk to. It shows that attraction has moved beyond simple conversation and into actual possibility. The problem is that even when all these signs are there, many people still do nothing. They hesitate, overthink, and wait for a level of certainty that rarely comes. They want a perfect sign, a perfect moment, and zero risk before they make any move. But real attraction does not work like that. It gives you patterns, not guarantees. It gives you energy, not a written invitation. And if you keep waiting for absolute certainty, you will miss a lot of real opportunities. Most missed chances do not happen because there was no interest. They happen because fear disguises itself as caution. People convince themselves they are just being careful when really they are afraid to act and risk being wrong. That is why confidence matters so much. Not fake confidence, not arrogance, and not pressure. Real confidence is calm. It is the ability to notice when the moment is there and move things forward without making it weird. If you see several of these signs together, you do not need some dramatic speech. You just need a clear and simple next step. You can say you enjoy talking to her, ask for her number, suggest grabbing coffee sometime, or let her know you would like to see her again. That is all. The goal is not to force anything. The goal is to create clarity. Attraction often fades when two people stay trapped in endless, almost moments. If she likes you and you never move forward, eventually the energy cools down and the moment passes. At the same time, it is important to understand the difference between confidence and pressure. Making a move should feel respectful and natural, not heavy or entitled. You show interest, create an opening, and let her respond freely. That is what makes confidence attractive. It comes with self-control, self-respect, and emotional maturity. Pressure does the opposite. Pressure ignores the room, ignores the energy, and pushes too hard. So yes, read the signs and stop overthinking, but always keep respect at the center of the interaction. The strongest move is not the loudest one. It is the clearest one delivered with calm energy. At the end of the day, the biggest mistake is waiting for certainty when attraction usually speaks in subtleties. It shows up in laughter that lasts a little too long, attention that feels unusually focused, repeated chances to be around you, a softness in her energy, small reactions when other women come up, questions that secretly test your confidence, and curiosity about whether you are available. One sign alone might not mean much, but when several of them appear together, that is usually not random. That is a pattern. And if you learn how to recognize those patterns, you stop walking away confused and start understanding what was really happening in front of you. The move does not have to be perfect. It just has to be respectful, clear, and confident. Because a lot of opportunities are not lost because there was no attraction. They are lost because no one was willing to act before the moment disappeared. If you want, I can also make this into a single, long, continuous paragraph with no paragraph breaks at all, or turn it into a clean voiceover script paragraph style for direct YouTube recording.